everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. Well. Many are talking about it, but all the big names that are talking about it don't have it. It's the POOEY PUITTON, the little poop in its pearly pearlescence and special shape that reminds us of fun emojis. Now that Louis Vuitton, we know Louis Vuitton, the brand, is very famous for cease and desist. The second something is just reminiscently, remotely looking like their stuff, cease and desist. Stop doing it. Stop making it. Stop selling it. They're very, very aggressive in that, which is okay. It's their right. They've built up a brand for, centuries, and they're fighting to keep it. It's fine. It's all good. But this is a joke. As is a joke, and I'm going to go out on a limb on this one, Diet Prada. Now, I know a lot of you love it and a lot of you follow it, but they're also a joke. And they got to keep pooping out information and news on a daily basis on who, copied, who, when, blah, blah, blah. Most of the stuff they show, and I know millions of people are following them, so you're going to defend them and bash me. Be my guest. A lot of the times, let's spill the tea here, shall we? The stuff that they post is so ignorant. Yes, on a superficial level, you could say a designer copied another designer, but then they don't go deeper than that. I don't know how many minions are working there and how many people, underpaid or well-paid people, do the research. But a lot of the times, their research stops at such a superficial level, when in fact, some things that are copied, the homage that certain designers do without really homaging something, but just taking it out of the archives of another designer. Sometimes that copying goes even deeper. You can't say the Dolce & Gabbana hand glasses are copying Jeremy Scott's hand glasses, because before Jeremy Scott, somebody else did it even. And before that, somebody else might have done it even. So it goes deeper. You can't just stop at that surface just because you have that a way of researching the internet up to a certain decade, and then there's no more information for you on the internet, because fashion did exist before the internet existed, and not everything has been uploaded to the internet from all of the fashion archives and fashion history in the past and design history. So certain times, certain things are said in a very superficial manner, and that doesn't really educate. It's just kind of to toot their own horn. I have the feeling it's an egocentric thing of Diet Prada to be able to say, we said it first. Well, no, you didn't say it first. When it comes to the POOEY bag, I posted the POOEY bag back in October. It took you over a month and a half or 2 months to get on it and post it and make it your own news, like your own revelation. I actually, for the purpose of archiving something for the Fashion Archives and the Fashion Bunker Archives, I went and purchased this godforsaken bag because I think it's really important as a reference point when it comes to satire in fashion to have something like this. I don't care if a lot of you are going to say, oh my God, it's so ugly. Yes, that's the whole point. Boo. Not everything is pretty out there. Some things are ugly, but it's important to reference them, to talk about them, to archive them in the proper way. Now, I'm on the side of the brand that actually created the POOEY PUITTON, MGA Entertainment. Because MGA Entertainment, now Californian-based company, allegedly, we got to say it, right? Because this is just news reporting on news, reporting on news, reporting on news. They have filed a complaint where they say no reasonable consumer would mistake POOEY PUITTON, which retails for $59.99, for costlier Louis Vuitton bags. MGA called POOEY PUITTON protected parody designed to mock, criticize, and make fun of what wealth and celebrity associated with Louis Vuitton products, and rejected what it called Louis Vuitton's claim of trademark infringement to an MGA customer. So allegedly, Louis Vuitton calls infringement, trademark infringement, and then MGA not only fights back, but kind of wants to countersue, allegedly again, by calling them out and saying, no, we're going to sue you because you cannot block Parody. Now, here's where the thing gets a bit tricky. This is a toy for kids. It's not a parody. This is not an adult thing. It's not a product made for adults. It's a thing made for kids, and it does have the Louis Vuitton thing, and it makes kids feel glamorous and fabulous. In fact, you can do your research and check out on YouTube the advertisement, the commercial that the brand made for the POOEY PUITTON. Never ever do they mock the lifestyle of people who purchase Louis Vuitton products. Never ever do they make a parody out of it. It's kind of like it's more of a first stepping stone for younger kids to kind of grow into the luxury. And yes, poop in this decade we're living, well, in these couple of years we've been living in, is associated with glitter and glamour and glitz. Kids that grow with this, they see it as something fun and glamorous. They don't associate this POOEY PUITTON to the actual gesture of pooping. These are two totally different things. This is like a cute version of poop. Just like, you know, a little cuddly toy teddy bear can be super cute and harmless when, if you encounter a grizzly in the wild, things might not be as cute and cuddly. It, you know, might end pretty bad. So NGA is pushing it a little bit, I think, in my modest opinion, when they kind of say that this is a parody meant to, you know, create parody towards Louis Vuitton and whatever lifestyle that Louis Vuitton customers might have. Because again, this is a product, it's a toy made for kids. When you open it, inside it has a lot of glitter, a lot of slime, a lot of options to mix the glitter with the slime and create little slime, basically. You could press it in the shape of a poop. There you go. That's what it is. Yes, the logos we have here, the stars and you know, the little diamonds, they do remind us of Louis Vuitton. The name POOEY PUITTON also reminds us of Louis Vuitton. But was it born as a parody, or was it born as a cute reference, as an homage? And how far are we allowed to sell an homage without it really being actively a parody of something? That remains to be proven. You know, if I were Judge Judy here, I would be like, I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't buy this as purely a parody, hence they have the right to sell it. You know, like that time Starbucks, the concept was born for the fake Starbucks called, was it Dumb Starbucks or Stupid Starbucks, something like that. Also happened in California, and then like it was kind of they sold it under a social experiment, and of course Starbucks, you know, cease and desist, but then I don't know, allegedly, again, this was also for a TV show, so how much of it was premeditated and planned, we don't know. But that was kind of an example where grown-ups made a concept to prove a point, parody-wise and satire-wise. Had you made this and positioned it in a gallery space, you know, and said, okay, I'm analyzing, criticizing society today and this particular brand, that's a different story. I do remember a couple of years back also Mattel with Barbie wanted, again, allegedly, to cease and desist to some artist using the image of Barbie and Ken. And then the courts ruled against Mattel and said, no, Barbie is so popular and famous, it's become like a cultural good. Like if an artist wants to use it, to use the Barbie image for a cultural comment, they can. Nutella has entered the dictionaries. It's a branded name for a type of food that's made by Kinder and Ferrero, but Nutella has become a word within the dictionary. So that's also something, it kind of transcends just the brand and the branding. How far along are we with Louis Vuitton in terms of, has the brand become so used in everyday life by all consumers? Does it transcend just the mere aspect of logo and brand marketing? Is it a part of culture? If so, how far can we push the discussion, the debate on whether or not any product that in some sort of shape, way, or form relates to that cultural brand, How far are we allowed to push it? How far can it go? And how far can it be used to earn money? And that's what, at the end of the day, I don't think Louis Vuitton is worried about their image, about their reputation being ruined by this cute little plastic poop. Honestly, I don't see it. I think this is adorable. I don't see this ruining in any way, shape, or form Louis Vuitton's reputation. Actually, it ignites interest in the brand even more, if anything, right? So I don't think their issue is really ruining our reputation as this heritage brand and blah, 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 you know? I don't think so. I think it's more about them thinking, damn, you know, somebody's earning money, but they're kind of playing on our image. It's about the money at the end of the day. So I say to myself, well then, okay, if this thing isn't damaging your brand, and why don't you share the profits in some sort of shape, way, or form? Or why don't you come to some sort of agreement? Listen, Louis Vuitton is a very rich company. They don't really need the money that comes from the POOEY PUITTON. Why don't they just come to some sort of agreement and be like, okay, guys, like a percentage of your profits, donate it to charity. Donate it to something that can really help the world. Donate a part of your profits in the name of Louis Vuitton. Like, you're homaging us, thank you, but acknowledge the fact that you are, and donate a part of your proceeds to a particular charity of Louis Vuitton's choice. You know what I mean? Like, solutions can be really simple. I mean, I don't think this little plastic poop, which is a seasonal product, which is made now, and it's done. It's done. You know what I mean? It's over. I don't think that's going to damage the brand, honestly. But anyway, who am I? I'm nobody. I'm just a person collecting fashion. That's what I do. For the occasion, I'm wearing something in an eggshell yellow, not really the Louis Vuitton kind of colors, but I'm wearing a Vivienne Westwood World's End piece. This is a squiggle shirt, even though we don't have a squiggle pattern, or a pirate shirt. No, it's not a pirate shirt. It's a squiggle shirt. Asymmetrically cut. That's why it's kind of hanging on one side. One sleeve is longer than the other. But it's called Cockroach Propaganda. Now I'm going to end this video by reading something very interesting from Vivienne Westwood. I guess she also took this maybe from some other book that she might have found. The text is right here. So as you could see here, we have cockroach propaganda. We have a lot of insects and stuff. But let me read to you what it says right there. And I do apologize if my voice is now too loud because I am attached to the microphone. With so much competition, brand names must spend more time than ever to make sure their pitch screeches so loud it can be heard over all the others. Consumers are like roaches. You spray them, and they get immune after a while. That's the point, guys. After a certain point, we become immune to all this marketing propaganda because or worst case scenario, we become numb to it and it just kind of flows over us and we just passively just take whatever we get. But this is a moment where when something like this is made, we do have to question also the legality of it, obviously. Again, I don't believe that this was just parody. It's a toy that's meant to sell. Just like also Barbies. Barbies have been criticized for so long, you know, for showing young girls a wrong aspect of aesthetics, striving towards becoming these skinny, anorexic looking creatures with disproportionate bodies, with plumped up lips. And then, you know, Mattel, to raise awareness, started also creating body aware Barbies. Rounder, a bit chubbier, a bit thicker, bigger curves, all sorts of different shapes. They have been criticized for delivering just a unilateral image of what beauty is. And then they started kind of changing that. You could do the same with Louis Vuitton and say, okay, you might be delivering just a unilateral aspect of luxury and what traveling within the luxury aspect is. Like, how do you have to be? How do you have to behave? How do you have to look like? What do you have to strive towards in order to live that dream, the Louis Vuitton dream, you know, the Barbie dream? does this break that sort of dream, that sort of having to fall into a certain pattern to be a part of that exclusive kind of club of how you look and how you behave and how you dress? Or does this feed into that dream? That's the question here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you like this video. If you have, please do thumb it up and let me know your thoughts. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of them in the comment section down below. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel here on YouTube. I'm also on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. But I'm also on Patreon. Thank you so much for my patrons that have helped me and supported the channel thus far. If you haven't, you can consider also joining Patreon. There are a lot of videos that are only exclusive to Patreon, as well as photos. So you could check out the Fashion Bunker, the dark side of the Fashion Bunker there. Thank you so much for watching. Never give up on love. Bye.